Women constitute 52% of South Africa's adult population. They account for only 41% of the working population, a proportion that decreases dramatically as one moves up the corporate ladder. With only 14.7% of all executive managers and 7.1% of all directors of listed JSE companies being women, it seems that South Africa's women are still struggling to get to the deal table.
I think we're on the right track. Our different pieces of legislation around employment equity, the quota system that has been looked at very seriously, the set-aside program, and I think over time, if we keep our eye on the target, we will see the correct representation levels.
For us to move forward, it will take collaboration. So government has made their stride in terms of the legislative framework. The society itself has got to understand that women are also needed in the workplace. But the most critical thing is also the women themselves, understanding that these opportunities are there for them, and what should they do in order to take advantage of the opportunity.
South Africa is not doing that well, but when you look at us in terms of the global picture, you will see that South Africa is actually making tremendous strides. At the moment, we sit at 11% of women on boards. In other countries, it's as low as 0 to 2% to 4%.
The complexity of the challenges that women have to face in the workplace have proven to be one of the biggest hurdles.
It's the complexities of the issues that women find themselves, because even though these opportunities are open for women in the workplace, but unfortunately women still bear disproportionately the responsibilities for family. So what that means is that organizations need to understand those complexities and make it possible for women to succeed by creating those support structures that understand the complexities that the women find themselves in.
Research shows that for every 10 executives appointed, only 3 are women.
I would like to start with this quote that says, "Where there is no vision, people shall perish."
Those that have made it are working tirelessly to build a pipeline to improve the prospects of women in business.
I think it is an indictment on many people in South Africa who keep saying that South African women in leadership are not doing enough. Firstly, it is tough being the only woman. I mean, I speak from a position of being one of the few women in nuclear. And since I've entered the nuclear field, over and above ensuring that I perform so that the men do not walk away with the view we should not have hired women because look at her, she's not performing, is.
Studies by McKinsey suggest that companies with a higher representation of women in senior management position financially outperform companies with fewer women at the top.
Women bring a determined desire to succeed. Women also bring a complexity of thought.
The consumer power of women is proving to be a big factor in the renewed focus of women in the workplace.
Women are 80% of the global consumers, which translates to about $20 trillion in terms of consumption. Now, as a company, you would want to have those people because they are driving the consumption, so they understand the patterns. You bring diversity on in terms of them understanding your products and also them being the leaders in your organization.
By 2014, the $1 trillion buying power of women is realized. Companies who do not realize the value and the potential of women, both as customers, clients, and consumers, they will work themselves out of the market.
Meanwhile, business models that have worked in the last 150 years have become obsolete in a world that now puts greater emphasis on engagement, collaboration, and innovation, all skills that come naturally to women.
Men and women are wired differently. I think scientifically, there are books and books now that show that the focus of men on just the thing they're looking for and they don't want clutter around. For us along the path, we've seen 600 things that are related to what we're going to do. And imagine achieving the goal, but making everyone else around, the communities that you're a part of, the staff, looking at the values, looking at how people feel. If, for example, in South Africa, 52% of the population, it means that consumer power is potentially high. It means that their businesses, sooner or later, have got to understand how we think, how we buy, whatever we do, because we're big decision makers.
Nozi Pombandra, Johannesburg.